you can see, it's a pretty well decorated little living room area. We've got all the bases, the couch, the table, the TV. It's very basic. Generally, when we're staying in Airbnbs long term, we're trying to stay within a specific budget to try to illustrate that you can not have to pay a whole lot of money but still live really well, living the lifestyle we're choosing to live by living in Airbnbs. A great example is this place. It's $1,300 a month. That means all of our utilities are covered, no water bill to worry about, no internet bill, no cable bill, everything is included in that price. And sometimes you're going to get good places and sometimes not so good. So let's take a look around and you can decide for yourself which one this is. We have got our little dining area. Now this is probably not the top of my list simply because they're bar stools. I'm not a big fan of bar stools, to be honest. They're never that comfortable to me, but you don't get to pick and choose when you're doing Airbnb. So those are things to look out for when you're looking at pictures. If you see something in the pictures and it doesn't agree with your lifestyle, keep looking. You might find something that's better suited to you. Now, if you come around this way, this is one of 2 bedrooms in this property. That's what I think makes this property pretty great as far as the discount bargain goes, is the simple fact that we're actually getting 2 bedrooms for $1,300 a month. It's a pretty good price, especially for the area we're in. We're in Killeen, Texas right now, big military base, lots of tourism in and out because of it. So the fact that we were able to find a reasonably nice location at this kind of a price level is a really good thing. The beds are nice and soft, very comfortable. We slept here last night. We arrived yesterday. Biggest complaint that I have here is just the opposite of what we had in our last spot. Our last spot, we had a dresser, but we had no closet space. Here, we have no dressers, but we've got plenty of closet space between the 2 rooms. All right, now follow me this way. Now, we've got our bathroom. The one thing that you will notice during this tour is this is kind of an older property. It's very similar to a lot of the apartment duplexes that were built in the 50s and early 60s, and it shows with some of the fixtures. I mean, my grandmother has this in her house that was built in 58. It looks a lot like it, right down to having the old school laundry chute that leads down to a basket. It's a nice little feature, but it also shows the age of the house. Likewise, if you take a peek in the shower, the age of the house is obvious again. It's not a bad little shower. It's been painted over numerous times though, so it's one of those things to where it's very budget friendly, and in certain areas it's going to show more. Now if you back it up a little bit, that's right baby, back that up. We'll come around this corner, and this is room number 2. But the one thing that I'm really impressed with is how spacious the rooms are. They've put not a whole lot of work as far as furnishings go, but the spaces is great. The floors, they've done a great job with, making the floors look reasonably nice. And again, I've got lots and lots of closet space here too. I've got a full through closet all the way through. I pack light because, we are pretty much professional nomads at this point. I would never be able to fill up this closet space, not the way we travel. And once again, this bed, also very nice, very comfortable. We've done a great job when it comes to the mattresses on these beds. The pillows are very obviously the least expensive ones at Walmart, but it's Airbnb. I don't blame them because you never know how people are going to treat your stuff. Right this way. Now this room is the room that I both like and hate all at the same time. In our last spot, we had a very, very nice kitchen, but it was a very narrow galley kitchen. It was very hard for both of us to be in the kitchen at the same time. This kitchen's also a bit of a galley kitchen, but it's laid out in a way to where there's more space. Great, awesome. There's a few catches. Long-term Airbnbs, usually the hosts that are willing to rent to you long-term also do a good job of equipping their Airbnbs for long-term use. This place kind of fell short. We have a total of 2 plates. The other plate's in the dishwasher. So we're having to utilize paper plates while we're here. Not a big fan of that. Really not well stocked. This would be perfectly stocked if this were a studio unit where you only have 1 or 2 people staying. But for a 2-bedroom where you could have 4 or 5 people staying, definitely not properly stocked for that. A little bit of a disappointment, not gonna lie. The oven itself is really nice. It's newer. It actually took me a few minutes to figure out all the buttons. It's a lot different than any one I've used before. But this fridge is old, and it shows. I mean, even when you look inside, you can tell it's getting to the point where it's not as easy for their clean out crews to clean when they leave. I mean, it's looking a little ragged around the edges. Now, we do have a pantry, which is nice. We haven't had one of these in a little while. So it's nice to have the extra shelves, considering we don't have a whole lot of cabinet space overall. Now, the flooring itself, you can tell this was kind of a last minute at-home job for these guys. Again, not uncommon when it comes to Airbnbs. You know, you're not going to throw too much money in when you have a lot of people in and out of your property. I get it. Now, this is one of Joel's favorite features of this place. We've got a nice little patio area. Now, for those of you who don't know us personally, Joel is a smoker. I have asthma. Joel can't smoke in the house, so he always likes spaces where you can come outside and smoke. And this is even more privacy than he's used to having outside. He's got that nice little fenced-in area. He can just come out here and relax. Nobody's going to bother him. Nobody's going to interfere with him. And he can just come out and chill in the mornings and enjoy his smoke. So, you know, obviously, this is not ideal. We should probably put some consideration into the stuff that they're leaving outside, because, you know, you never know. We're adults, but the next people who rented this place could be kids. You never do know. Back inside. So that's the interior of the place. Aside from the things that you can see on the interior, the biggest complaints I could see somebody having about this unit would be the fact that we're right next to a major road. There's a major road that leads to one of the major military bases right outside our door. So there is a little bit of road noise, a little bit of road traffic, but I will say, compared to our last place, we're more insulated against that. Last place, all day long, sirens up and down the road. So it's a lot more peaceful than our last location. And the best part for us particularly, it's on the ground floor. We're not lugging bags up and down the stairs. We're not lugging ourselves up and down the stairs. You know, Joel's busted out a knee a couple of years ago. Stairs are not always his friend, especially when it's raining. So, exactly. So it's nice to be on the ground floor. That way we don't have that impact happening for us. And like I said, overall, for the money that we're paying, this is a really reasonable deal. There are some, come here, let me show you this right here. There are some things that, you know, obviously aren't very well cared for. If you look in here, you can see that things are falling apart a little bit. But then it's also a little reminder that you do tend to get what you pay for with Airbnbs. For the price, for the area, for the space, $1,300 a month. It's a pretty decent deal. It's gonna be really hard to match any other deal like this in the area, so we really can't complain a whole lot. Now, when we're staying at more exciting destinations like tourist destinations, we try a little harder to go a little more upscale. But for this, we're coming here to see family. We're coming here to hang out with our grandchildren. We're not concerned with, you know, the overall appearance. It's just, hey, is this a nice functional space for the price? And honestly, that's exactly what we've got. Well, thanks for joining us on the tour, and get out of my house.
Just there we go.